You get up?
Yep.
Hey, buddy.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, we're gonna race them. So that means you and Lyndle have to let them go at the same time. So if you're like me and you are sadly, sorely missing sports, I've got a little action for you. All right, guys, we're gonna have a race. Whose ever garbage truck can get down to that grate first will win. But you guys have to let them go at the same time. Okay?
Put this right there.
That's a good place for it. All right, honey, come stand right by Bear right here. Now, on the count of 3, wait till 3. On the count of 3, you guys let them go. Okay? So go like 1, 2, 3, and let it go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Okay, wait. Okay, you ready? 1. So go like this. 1. Well, do it with your truck. Do it with your truck. So go 1 with your truck.
I think that's too advanced.
That's a pretty advanced. All right, ready? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let it go. That was, well, I guess Lyndle won that round. Slow down, Lyndle. Woo! All right, we'll do the best out of 3. How do you feel about that run? Lyndle, how do you feel like your truck performed on that run? You feel good about that? Bear, what's your confidence level round 2? You feel pretty good? All right, good talk. All right, ready? 1. Yeah, all right, start over. Ready, Lyndle? 1, 2, 3, go! Oh boy! Whoa! Lyndle! That was a good race, wasn't it, buddy? All right, do it again. Lyndle, how do you feel about your chances going into round 3? Bear, what do you think has been the problem with your truck? All right, you guys stink at interviews. All right, ready? Round 3. Lyndle, straighten yours out. Not that you need advice from me, you've won the first 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Push it! Bear, push it! That's silly. Okay. Weak.
It's going back to window.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Oh, good idea. Unfortunately, Rusty is just not getting any better. In fact, today he pretty much whimpered and cried all day. Poor guy.
Do you remember when we got this bed in the mail?
Yeah, I don't remember the exact story though.
I do.
We got it for free, didn't we?
We did.
Not our fault.
No. I mean, it was kind of our fault.
Because we didn't open the package or something?
Yes.
And we said it was never delivered?
Correct.
I don't remember the exact circumstances.
Okay, well, we ordered this bed from
Like PetSmart or something?
PetSmart, maybe. And I was also in the Etsy business, and I was like ordering a lot of, what was I ordering that was coming in a big package like that? Bubble wrap?
Yeah,
bubble wrap.
Yeah.
I would order a lot of bubble wrap that was like in a roll. And so it would come in a big box, and it was light. And so I guess we ordered this from Petco or PetSmart or whatever, and we had it embroidered with Rusty on it. And it came and I just assumed, I think when we got there, we both assumed it was just like another package of bubble wrap that I had ordered. And like didn't put two and two together that like that package of bubble wrap came and then this thing did not come. And we contacted the company and said it was never delivered. And it was literally sitting in a box upstairs with Rusty's name embroidered on it. And then
they refunded us.
They refunded us.
Like $83.
Yes. Yeah, that's good memory.
Yeah, I feel bad about that.
I do too. But Rusty, this bed was free. Yeah. But we would have paid $83 for it.
We would have.
Brad just asked me if I'm ready to be in front of a camera right now. The answer is probably no.
Yeah, okay. Me neither.
Brad's not ready either. But we're gonna talk to you guys. You can tell I've been crying.
So we haven't been vlogging because we're a cheerful, family-friendly channel. And it's just been a sad couple of days.
Yeah, I'm losing it already. I guess we were ready.
It's funny, Iris has sensed, and she's been around a lot.
She was around Rusty. Iris was around Rusty a lot the last couple of days. She would like snuggle up to him and rub up on him
and usually it's Rio that's around Rusty, and Iris would like avoid him like the plague. But, but she was around a lot.
She was. She would lay next to him in the yard. I have a picture of them laying together in the yard that we'll have to insert. Yeah, it was a really, really tough week, and it happened a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. So, like Brad mentioned a few vlogs ago, like for the past
month, really, Rusty's gone downhill.
Definitely month. Even if you go even further back than that, like my parents said that they kind of noticed that he was losing weight. He was losing a lot of weight, and I don't know what that was attributed to, muscle atrophy or I don't know. But yeah, really the last month we've all noticed that he's been much slower.
Yeah, so Rusty, like I mentioned earlier, he has always had joint, hip problems, arthritis. He has two not artificial knees, but he's had 2 ACL surgeries on both of his rear legs. So we knew that his mind would outlive his body. And it finally just got so bad that he couldn't stand up anymore.
No, he literally could not stand up. And it was just really hard. Like starting Monday, I knew that things were probably heading in that direction, and I think I vlogged a little bit about how I hoped that it was just like something out of place that the vet could put back into place. And
yeah, because Rusty he'd recover.
He's had a lot of injuries. Even
like in the past, over like the past like 6 or 7 years, he's like limped. He's had problems where he's limped real bad, but he would always bounce back and come back from it.
really done a good job of recovering and like recovering to his full capacity, where he would just run through the woods, run free. Even after 2 knee surgeries, he's had a broken toe when he was a puppy. He's had a snake bite. He's had all kinds of stuff that were before even Brad came along. So he's resilient, and this was another one of those times that, like, up until Monday, I was like, this is one of those things that he's limping, he's slow to get up, he's having trouble getting off the couch, but it's one of those things that, like, he'll just bounce back from until Monday. And then for some reason, Monday felt different. Like, we went to the vet, it all felt different. I started crying even at work when I knew I was going to take him to the vet later that day. Even before that, before I even left for work, I was like, should we take him to my parents' house, because I don't want Carrie to feel like, I don't know, I just didn't want the twins to be like stepping on him. He would get frustrated if they would like nudge him or step on him, of course, because obviously he was in pain. But so I ended up taking him to my parents' house before I even left for work Monday. Went to work, and then like we decided partway through the day that we needed to take him to the vet when I was done with work, and so I did. And they couldn't even get imaging on him. He was in so much pain.
Right. So obviously it was not good news. 2 or 3 days in a row, I literally had to, we put him on his mat, and I would have to drag him outside, like to go potty, and then I would have to drag him back inside.
Yeah, he would just stand up like maybe twice a day. Maybe twice on Tuesday and twice on Wednesday, where he actually stood up and went potty, and that was all he stood up for.
And Wednesday night was the worst. He cried all night.
Yeah, he was just, I mean, he was obviously in a lot of pain. And the vet gave us, she thought that maybe like we could manage his pain with some pain medication, and so she gave us a couple different kinds. And so we were giving those to him, and then so like by Wednesday evening we realized like he probably wasn't going to be bouncing back from this. I think I knew before that. I feel like Tuesday is when I was like, this is probably his last week. And I posted on Instagram and I said I just felt like it was going to be a tough week, and it was. And then I had like a weird, like Wednesday was better. I just spent time with him and I wasn't sad. Like I wasn't bawling over him the entire day. I just like hung out with him, and it was kind of refreshing. And I thought in my mind, I'm like, maybe this is hope that like things are gonna get better. But I think it was just peace and like a good last day that I wasn't just like crying all over him. Because I don't know, I feel like he senses that. So starting Wednesday, we started giving him pain medication more frequently than we should have. Like we gave him an extra tramadol in the afternoon, and then we gave him his pain meds like at 8 p.m. that night, and then he was just crying. And so by 2 a.m. you ended up giving him more pain meds, because he was just, I mean, he was obviously in pain. He was just at the foot of our bed crying. So then I got up at like 3, and he was still kind of whimpering, and I fed Eloise, and then I got up with him and laid with him for maybe an hour and a half. Got him some water, and he was not feeling well, that's for sure. And then early Thursday morning, like the last 3 mornings, we would come out of our bedroom and he wouldn't come out on his own, and he would just lay in our room and cry until we pulled him out. And so like Thursday morning, the last sign that I needed that it was probably time was that he dribbled a little bit of pee. Like he lost some of his control, I guess, in our bedroom. And that never ever happens. He's never had an accident.
No.
That had to just have been humiliating for him, even though it was just a tiny bit. Like maybe he didn't even know. Hopefully not, because it was not a big deal, but like that was
That was the sign.
Yeah.
So because of COVID, we couldn't have a vet come to our house to put him down. So we loaded him up in the van, and when we got there, they came out to the van and they put him down in the back of the van for us.
We didn't have to take him into the clinic.
All right, so that was nice. And so we're getting him cremated, and they're gonna give us his ashes and like do a paw print. So that'll be nice too. I'm way more emotional than I thought I would be. It's crazy. Do you remember watching the movie Hachiko? It was what, like our third date or something ridiculous?
Yeah, probably.
Who told us to watch that movie?
I don't know.
Do not watch the movie
Don't-
Hachiko.
Don't watch it.
Jeez.
Oh, it's so sad.
Oh,
It's so sad.
don't watch that movie Hachiko.
Oh man,
It's horrible.
this is horrible. This is the worst.
It's one of those things where it's like, you know, he was just a dog.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He was part of our family.
This is the most freaking depressing video on YouTube. We're gonna have to title this video like, don't watch this unless you just want to be ultra depressed.
It should be a celebration.
I know. And I want to do another video that's like talking about all the good times and the good memories.
No kidding.
We need to do another video where like,
we hold it together and
oh god, where we're not like crying through the entire thing.
we celebrate.
Yeah. It's like, I remember when we did the Halloween, like the costume contest, and he won.
Yeah, it was awesome.
He's had some,
Here is.
he's had some good.
Is her butthole? Her butthole's in the camera.
Excuse you. Man, he had a good life.
He did.
He spent more time on a boat than any other dog I know.
in the water. He lived life. The dog hasn't worn a leash or a collar in 2 years.
That's what, yeah, I know. I was having a really hard time earlier because I was like, I feel like the last 2 years of his life.
Since we've had children, obviously we haven't been able to hang out with Rusty as much as we did when we didn't have kids.
Rusty was truly my first child. Like, he was the first dog that was mine. I picked him out. He was my dog. He was my responsibility he was 5 weeks old when I got him. So he was like my person. He was a person to me.
He was your best friend.
He was my best friend. And he was the only thing that was consistent as I bridged from being like a semi-adult to an adult. And he was there before Brad, through Brad, and with our family now. Like, he was there before it was Brad Rach. Excuse me, Iris. Before there was Brad and Rach, there was Rach and Rusty.
Actually, the very first time I saw a picture of Rachel, Rusty was in it.
Absolutely. He was my prof pick partner.
Exactly.
He was, I was shamelessly obsessed with my dog.
Rachel was engaged the time that I met her, and she had her dog in the picture, not her fiance.
That's accurate. Yeah. And then Rusty saw me through the end of an engagement, and then saw me through like trying to find myself again after an engagement, after a relationship that was, it's probably one of Rusty's hairs, honestly. After a relationship that was 5 years long, and then trying to find myself again, finding Brad, and then finding this new life with Brad. We realized that Brad and I started dating when Rusty was only 3 years old, and he passed away at the age of 12. So you were a huge part of his life.
Yeah, I would like to think I was his father.
You were his father.
And that's why this was so tough.
Oh, it was awful. It was just awful. I knew it was gonna be so bad. I knew it was gonna be bad.
Yeah,
I would like dread it.
I mean, for the past 3 or 4 years, she's multiple occasions has mentioned how bad it's going to be.
Absolutely. And
it was,
I knew
it was just as bad as he said it was going to be.
Well, the thing is, like, I knew his joints weren't great.
Yeah, we knew that.
I knew his joints were going to give out before his mind did.
Right. Well, we better end this.
Okay.
Sorry for the depressing story. So if you have a dog, give him an extra hug and a pet and a treat from us. And we'll see you tomorrow.